हमें ज़रूरत है कि जब तक कोई और वैक्सीन नहीं आती तो सोशल वैक्सीन के रूप में फिजिकल डिस्टेंसिंग को हम अपनी लाइफ का पार्ट बनाएं। साथ ही जब भी हम कभी पब्लिक प्लेसेस में जाएं तो मास्क या फेस कवर का इस्तेमाल करें। इसके साथ ही प्रिवेंटिव एस्पेक्ट्स के रूप में हैंड हाइजीन, रेस्पिरेटरी हाइजीन और एनवायरनमेंट एंड सैनिटेशन, यानी कि जो कि फ्रीक्वेंटली टच सर्फेसेज हैं उनको हम क्लीन रखें। और इन सब कार्यों को करते हुए हमारा एफर्ट होना चाहिए कि हमारा जो भी बिहेवियर है वह कोविड अप्रोप्रिएट बिहेवियर हो, ताकि हम कोविड से अपने आप को बचा सकें। और इन सब कार्यों को करते हुए इसके साथ ही ज़रूरत है कि जैसे हम सब लोग इससे पहले भी बात कर चुके हैं कि करीब 50% डेथ केसेस एल्डरली पॉपुलेशन में रिपोर्ट हुए हैं और साथ ही करीब 73% केसेस जो डेथ के हैं वह पीपल विद कोमॉर्बिडिटीज में रिपोर्ट हुए हैं। तो हम इन सब प्रिवेंटिव एस्पेक्ट्स को लेते हुए अपने घर में जो एल्डरली हैं, अपने घर में जो वल्नरेबल पॉपुलेशन है, उन सबको बचाने के लिए ये सारे प्रिवेंटिव स्टेप्स लें। और कोई भी अगर हमारे को कोई भी ऐसा केस दिखता है कि जिसमें कोई हमारे को सिम्टम्स हैं तो हम गवर्नमेंट द्वारा ऑर्गेनाइज की फैसिलिटीज़ को एक्सेस करें। धन्यवाद।
In India, we have a very high recovery rate, a very low fatality rate, and number of cases per lakh is also very low compared to rest of the world. And we've also ramped up testing. So these are the four actual pillars as far as tackling this disease is concerned. So in terms of ramping up testing, if you look at this slide, India has significantly ramped up its testing in the last 3 months. In January, we just had one lab, that is the Indian Council of Medical Research National Institute of Virology at Pune, which was testing or capable of testing for this virus. Subsequently, we gradually ramped up, and also we had a very intelligent and a calibrated testing strategy which was responsible for testing the right people, not over testing, not under testing, and just getting the right calibrated results. So 28th February we had 14 public labs, 31st of March we had 125 public labs and 52 private labs, and today as we speak we have about 612 labs, out of which 480 are public labs and 182 are private labs, and we also have the TrueNat and the CBNat etc. being used for testing. We have also increased, initially in the month of February we were just screening and testing travelers who returned. Now we are testing travelers, healthcare workers and frontline workers who are symptomatic, SARI patients who are symptomatic, ILI patients symptomatic. We have also adding clusters, women in labor, symptomatic ILI among returnees, and hospitalized ILI patients, and also contacts. So now we have ramped up testing immensely in the last 3 months, and we are testing about 1.1 lakh samples in a day. As I mentioned, we have about 612 total labs, out of which 430 are public labs and 182 private labs. And the capacity of these labs has also been increased by augmenting, one, by the number of labs, and two, by the shifts. People are doing 2 to 3 shifts a day and testing in 8-hour shifts, and also increasing and augmenting the number of RT-PCR machines and also the manpower. Guidelines have been issued to states advising immediate testing for symptomatic and home quarantine for asymptomatic. And most states who have been working with the National Tuberculosis Elimination Program have now deployed the TrueNat machines also for COVID testing. And more importantly, and I think the indigenous manufacturers have been come forward, and they have delivered, and they have been handheld in terms of RT-PCR kits, VTMs, in swabs and RNA extraction kits, and they have been facilitated, and therefore these indigenous testing reagents are also now available in the country, and therefore we have been able to further enhance our testing. Thank you so much.
इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इम्प्रूवमेंट एक कंटिन्यूस एक्सरसाइज शुरू से रही है, और अगर आपकी नॉलेज में होगा तो करीब इस टाइम दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट में ही जो उनके प्रोसेसेस हैं उन्होंने करीब 8000 बेड की प्लानिंग की हुई है जो कि कोविड डेडिकेटेड हैं। आई वुड अंडरस्टैंड एंड अप्रिशिएट कि अगर एक पर्टिकुलर इंडिविजुअल केस में कोई किसी टाइप की कोताही रही है तो उसको स्टेट लेवल पर कोऑर्डिनेट करके सॉल्व किया जाएगा। हम स्टेट से बात भी करेंगे इसके विषय में, लेकिन अगर आप देखें कि इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएशन, इससे पहले भी कई बार हमने बताया है कि इस पूरे प्रोसेस में हमने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को ग्रेडेड वे में अपग्रेड करते रहे हैं। तो जिस तरह से केसेस की संख्या बढ़ती रही, उसको एंटीसिपेट करते हुए उसी हिसाब से हम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को बढ़ाते रहे।
This COVID is an evolving field. We do not know which drug is working, which drug is not working. That is, so a lot of drugs are being repurposed for the use of COVID, whether it be for prophylaxis or for the treatment of COVID. Now we all know that chloroquine is a very old anti-malarial drug for several, it's been in use for nearly 100 years. And the hydroxychloroquine is even safer. And if I do not know, I belong to the generation when we had inland letter कार्ड्स जो होते थे जिसमें चिट्ठी लिखते थे, उसमें गोले बने रहते थे, मलेरिया की गोली 4 पहले दिन, फिर 2 दूसरे दिन, 2 तीसरे दिन, वो बना रहता था. So it was widely used drug for malaria, and it still is a widely used drug for malaria. So now the biological plausibility was supporting that it is possibly an antiviral drug. Once we got the biological plausibility, and we also felt that we had conducted some in vitro studies in labs in the test tube, and there was data supporting that also. So in vitro studies were conducted in the past and published in several papers in Nature and other magazines that you know of, which showed that it has antiviral activity. We did a similar study in vitro, that is in the test tube, and found that it is an antiviral drug. It has antiviral properties. Now it was very popular drug suddenly when the American government also started using it, and they got fast track approval or emergency use authorization for. We had thought that it may be a useful drug for prophylaxis, for prevention of COVID, and taking the biological plausibility one, taking the in vitro data, and taking the availability and the safety of this drug, we had recommended it for as empiric use under strict medical supervision about a month and a half back. And then we also said that some studies should be started and to look at where is hydroxychloroquine performing. During these 6 weeks or 5.5 or 4.5, 5, 6 weeks, we got some data in India, and they were mainly observational studies. Some of them were case control studies, which and some of us were observational studies in different cohorts, which were done at AIIMS, was done at ICMR, the case control study, and also in 3 public hospitals within Delhi. And now it was very difficult to do a randomized trial of something which we say may benefit. So randomized trial was not possible. So we looked at the data from these observational studies as well as from the case control studies, and what we found that it may be working. So therefore, and we also found that there were no major side effects except nausea, and that was from the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission results of all the people that were being monitored for hydroxychloroquine. And therefore we found that much of them were complaining of nausea or vomiting and some palpitations occasionally. So जो एडवाइजरी अब 18 मई वाली अब परसों वाली हमारी कह रहे हैं, उसमें हम लोगों ने क्लियरली ये लिखा है फॉर प्रोफिलैक्सिस, एक तो इट शुड बी कंटिन्यूड because there is no harm, benefit may be there. One point. The second point was important was that we found that the side effects, and we clearly advised that it should be taken with food. So nausea, vomiting जो हो रहा है वो खाली पेट खाते हैं तो दिक्कत होती है. So it has to be taken with food. That is one very important thing. The third point which we emphasized in this advisory was very clear that we need to do one ECG during the treatment of this prophylaxis. So we expanded the recommendation from healthcare workers to frontline workers who can use this drug, 2 tablets on day 1 and then 1 tablet after 7 days, every 7 days, 400 milligram, which is 2 tablets every 7 days for 8 weeks. And we can also continue it beyond it once we have one ECG available that it is safe. So this was the advisory which we have given. Based on looking at the risk benefit, we found that possibly it is more that we should not deny our frontline workers and healthcare workers who are going to be dealing with the patients of COVID and can get some treatment. At the same time, we also said that the use of PPE should be continued, personal protective. उसमें हम लोग को बिल्कुल भी राहत नहीं है, मतलब that has to be continued. And the study which will be published very soon will also talk about how many were taking PPEs, how many were what were the side effects, how many were beneficial, and that is how we'll talk about that.
Number 5.
सर मेरे 2 सवाल हैं छोटे छोटे ICMR से. पहला सवाल ये है कि जिस तरीके से कोरोना के संक्रमित मरीजों की संख्या बढ़ रही है, तो क्या भारत में कम्युनिटी ट्रांसमिशन जो है वो स्टार्ट हो गया है? और दूसरा सवाल, तो WHO ने जो सेकेंड वेव को लेकर चेतावनी दी थी, ये क्या है और इससे बचने के उपाय क्या हैं?
तो मैं आपका दूसरा सवाल पहले बताऊंगा. तो सेकेंड वेव को बचने के उपाय तो आपको लव अग्रवाल ने सारे पॉइंट्स बता दिए हैं. Physical distancing, frequent hand washing, cough etiquette, wearing a regular mask, till such time we find a drug which works or we find a vaccine that works. Coming back to your first question, I would say that we have very clear-cut containment areas which are there, which are the red zones, which are being tackled, they are being studied. Their prevalence is being studied, their seroprevalence is being studied. Before that, it is not wise to comment on anything else.
36.
Pallav Bagla from the Science and New Frontiers. Question for Dr. Bhargav. 1, very happy to see you after a month. 2, why is the fatality rate in India lower compared to other countries? That's one part. 2, if the fatality rate is low, from medical reasons, do you think the time has come to end the lockdown once and for all?
Yeah. Thank you for, we were busy setting up those 612 labs in these last 1 month, so my absence, but now we have crossed 1 lakh of cases and that was the intent. In terms of the fatality rate, it is very difficult since this is an evolving field, and we have surprisingly found a low fatality rate in India, which is very good because that is the ultimate thing. Ultimately, we are interested in the patient surviving, whether he gets a COVID or doesn't get a COVID, he has to survive. So that is low in India. There were several hypotheses that we are living in bad hygiene, we are more, we have higher immunity, we have been given certain injections in the past for tuberculosis, BCG has been implicated, but these all are hypotheses. We cannot say any clearly on any of these factors, but so long as the fatality rate is low, I think we should be happy, and I think hope it continues that well. That is the most important thing as far as I am concerned.
Sir, if I may supplement, तो जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया था, देखिए अगर हम देखें तो हमारे मैनेजमेंट एफर्ट्स में इन्फेक्शियस डिजीज का सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट कंपोनेंट होता है अर्ली आइडेंटिफिकेशन, और हमारा जो देश का ग्रेडेड एफर्ट्स रहा है, जबकि WHO ने इसको पब्लिक हेल्थ इमरजेंसी ऑफ इंटरनेशनल कंसर्न जब उसको जनवरी एंड में डिक्लेयर किया, उससे भी 13 दिन पहले हम लोगों ने एंट्री स्क्रीनिंग देश में शुरू की। उसके साथ ही हमने जो अपने हेल्थ वर्कर्स हैं, डिजीज सर्वेलेंस नेटवर्क को एक्टिवेट किया, जिसकी वजह से हम लोग टाइम पर केसेस को आइडेंटिफाई कर पाए। अगर आप एक इन्फेक्शियस डिजीज में टाइम पर केस को आइडेंटिफाई कर लेते हैं तो वह केस सीरियस नहीं बनता, और जब वह केस सीरियस नहीं बनेगा तो टू दैट एक्सटेंट आपकी फेटेलिटी रेट ऑटोमेटिकली कम हो जाएगा। तो वाइल देयर माइट बी अदर हाइपोथेसिस जैसे कि सर ने बताया है, लेकिन जो मेन हमें समझना पड़ेगा कि हमने अर्ली आइडेंटिफिकेशन पर फोकस किया, उससे हमें हेल्प है। दूसरा एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट कंपोनेंट है कि क्या हर केस फील्ड पर हम जो हमारे क्लिनिकल प्रोटोकॉल है उसके अंतर्गत मैनेज कर रहे हैं, नहीं कर रहे हैं। तो जिसके लिए एम्स पर हम लोगों ने जब केसेस की संख्या भी बढ़नी शुरू हुई, उसी समय पर एम्स पर 24/7 एक हम लोगों ने मैकेनिज्म क्रिएट किया। हर स्टेट में एक नोडल ऑफिसर को, मेडिकल नोडल ऑफिसर को अपॉइंट किया, जिसको कि टेक्निकल गाइडेंस देते हुए, जिसके थ्रू हम लोग आज मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं कि हमारा क्लिनिकल प्रोटोकॉल प्रॉपर्ली फॉलो हो। तो वाइल देयर माइट बी अदर रीजंस, बट वन मेजर फैक्ट एज फार एज एनी इन्फेक्शियस डिजीज मैनेजमेंट इज कंसर्न is early identification and follow-up of protocol.
Number 9.
Sir, we've just been told that our fatality rate is the lowest, or the number of cases per lakh is the lowest in the world. Now, last week we were told that we have saved about 14 lakh to 29 lakh cases and 73,000 deaths. But all the countries that we are comparing with, their graph was actually a little ahead of us. They were moving ahead of us. Whereas in our country, there have been several experts, Dr. Paul, Dr. Guleria, all of them have said that June, July are going to be the worst months. So are we declaring victory too soon?
Ma'am, we are not at all declaring victory. If you remember, at all point of time, we said we are in a battle. And in a battle of this type, every day is a battle of a new kind. Whatever relative success you get today, you become relaxed tomorrow, you lose that battle totally. So we are not at all talking about feeling solace about this particular figure. All we are trying to tell you is that we are not immune from world, we are not immune from virus. And as I mentioned, you also have to appreciate the point I highlighted today, that when we are showing you relative comparison vis-a-vis what has happened in the world, we are also not even comparing the differential of resources in which India has always operated upon. We are not even comparing and taking into account the fact that how densely populated as a country we are when it comes to management of infectious disease. With those additional constraints at our disposal, when we have started working, so at the highest level, at the Honorable Prime Minister level, decisions were taken at the right moment. When countries went for lockdown at a relatively later stages, India took preemptive steps, we went for lockdown. We started working with community, we started working with every citizen of this country, and we brought them together, and along with them we took this battle. And that is why what we are trying to request to you, we are trying to highlight to you that we have been able to manage it so far, but the battle is not over. It is a battle which is long drawn battle, and this battle will be as successful as the support we get from every citizen of this country.
14.
Including the press.
Yeah, everyone.
सर, एक सवाल तो लव अग्रवाल साहब से है इस बात को लेके कि गर्मी बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है, करीब 45-46 डिग्री सेल्सियस टेम्परेचर चल रहा है। कोविड आइसोलेशन सेंटर्स में और हॉस्पिटल्स में एसी और एयर कंडीशनर या कूलर के यूज़ को लेके क्या गाइडलाइंस इशू हैं या वर्तमान स्थिति क्या है, थोड़ा स्पष्ट कर दीजिएगा। और दूसरा सवाल भार्गव साहब से इस चीज़ को लेके है कि रीपर्पसिंग ड्रग को लेके कई टेस्ट इंडिया में चल रहे हैं, जिसमें फेविपिराविर को लेके भी चल रहा है, CSIR के ड्रग हैं, उसमें फेज 3 ट्रायल शुरू हो गया है। तो किन ड्रग्स को हम ज़्यादा प्रॉमिसिंग मान रहे हैं और उनको लेके ICMR क्या को टच में है इन चीज़ों को लेके, या क्या स्टडी की जा रही है?
सर, जैसे आपने कहा है कि गर्मी बढ़ रही है तो उसके बारे में AC का यूज़ कैसे किया जाए, उससे संबंधित सेंट्रल पब्लिक वर्क्स डिपार्टमेंट ने ऑलरेडी 13 मई को ही एक डिटेल्ड गाइडलाइन इशू की है, और उसमें उन्होंने कुछ नॉर्मेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स को डिफाइन किया है, कुछ गाइडिंग प्रिंसिपल्स को डिफाइन किया है, जिसमें उन्होंने कहा है कि अगर हम पर्टिकुलरली AC या कूलर्स को यूज़ करते हैं या फैन को यूज़ करते हैं तो हमारे जो गाइडिंग प्रिंसिपल है कि इनटेक ऑफ फ्रेश एयर वह एज फार एज पॉसिबल उसका होना चाहिए। रीसर्कुलेशन ऑफ एयर उसको अवॉइड करना चाहिए। क्रॉस वेंटिलेशन एडिक्वेट होना चाहिए और रिप्लेसमेंट ऑफ एयर बाय यूजिंग फैसिलिटी फॉर एग्जॉस्ट फैन उसको प्रमोट करना चाहिए। एयर जो इनसाइड एयर उसको प्रॉपरली सैनिटाइज करते रहना चाहिए विद टाइम टू टाइम। और साथ में इन चीज़ों को करते हुए भी जब भी अगर हम एसी या कूलर का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं तो भी सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग नॉर्म्स और वेयरिंग ऑफ मास्क जैसे जो हमारे पर्टिकुलर प्रोसेसेस उनको फॉलो करना चाहिए। तो सर जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि एयर कंडीशनिंग अगर हम करें तो इन पर्टिकुलर गाइडलाइंस को लेके फॉलो करते हुए करें। दूसरा आपको एक अप्रिशिएट करना पड़ेगा कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम जो हमारे क्वारंटाइन सेंटर्स होते हैं दे आर ऑल टेम्परेरी बिल्डिंग्स एट टाइम्स ऑल्सो। उन टेम्परेरी बिल्डिंग्स में उससे पहले भी हो सकता है कि वहां पर एसी इंस्टॉल ना हो। वॉट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इज नॉट हैविंग ए एयर कंडीशनर इन ए पर्टिकुलर रिलीफ सेंटर और इन ए क्वारंटाइन सेंटर। व्हाट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इज टू एंश्योर कि प्रॉपर क्रॉस वेंटिलेशन हो ताकि पेशेंट्स या जो पैसेंजर्स या जो भी कोई हमारे रिलीफ जो हमारे माइग्रेंट वर्कर्स है उस जगह पर रह रहे हैं उनको दिक्कत कम से कम।